Hey everybody, welcome back. And tonight we are making Japanese fried rice with some of those ingredients that I bought from Aldi. So, since it is Japanese fried rice, first main ingredient is some rice. So I have 2 cups of fried rice that I made previously in my rice cooker, and it's been in the refrigerator, so it's nice and kind of hard and dry, which is what you want because you don't want your fried rice to be mushy. Then I have here some frozen shelled soybeans or edamame, which I bought from H Mart. Then I have here the medium raw shrimp that I got from Aldi. I have here 4 stalks of green onion. This is also what I just bought this week from Aldi. One of the bell peppers from the pack that I bought. A yellow onion. I'm going to use 3 eggs from this pack of golden hen eggs. And then I also have some squeezed ginger. I have some fresh ginger, but for this case, since I need to have it minced anyways, it's just easier to squeeze some. And then the minced garlic. These 2 things I actually got from Aldi. And then once the fried rice is done cooking, we are going to top it, aside from some green onions, we are going to put some of this Japanese rice seasoning called furikake on top, as well as a smidgen of Kewpie Japanese mayo. So let's get started with making some yummy Japanese fried rice. Alright, so I have since chopped up all my vegetables. I cut the onions pretty small. I don't have great knife skills, so anytime I manage to get vegetables into the shape similar to what I'm looking for and I haven't lost a digit, we're doing good. So same thing with the yellow pepper. I cut it as small as I could without injuring myself. And then I also diced up the green onions. So it's pretty tiny pieces. And then I cracked 3 of the eggs and lightly beat them. I took about half of that bag of the frozen edamame and sealed up the rest, put it back in the freezer because we don't want to be overwhelmed with edamame in our fried rice. And then the shrimp that I got from Aldi doesn't come with the shells and tails taken off. They're deveined, but they still have everything else on them. So I like to defrost them a little bit, and then I will take off the shells and tail before I cook, because you don't want to be eating fried rice and have to clean your shrimp as you're eating. You just want to shovel it in. So now that everything's ready, we are going to start the cooking process, which, just like the stir fry, goes pretty quick because once the wok is hot, it's on and you just do one ingredient after the next. So let's get started. So we've been having the wok heat up for a few minutes over the fire. So now we're just going to add a little bit of oil. And we are going to start with the eggs. We're going to scramble them up first. Got my spatula. All right. So pour the eggs in.
Any salt and pepper or just eggs?
Nope, we're just going to have them plain because they're going to get mixed in with the fried rice afterwards.
Okay, okay.
It's really a very hot wok.
All right. No problem.
Okay, now I'm going to remove the eggs into the bowl. Alright, so now we are going to add a little bit more oil after the eggs. Then I'm going to add about half a tablespoon of minced garlic. And just a little bit of this squeezed ginger. About a tablespoon or so. It's not super accurate here. I'll turn the fire down just a little bit.
Smells good. Fragrant.
And then throw the shrimp in.
Oh.
So the shrimp only needs to cook for about a minute or so.
So nice and rich.
with the garlic and the ginger. Once they're done cooking, I'm going to remove it to the bowl, and then we're going to work on the stuff that takes a little longer to cook. See how they're quickly turning orange?
Mm-hmm.
Just don't want anything to burn. And keep stirring.
So you're gonna keep stirring to a nice bright orange.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't want them to be rubbery or anything, but I don't want raw shrimp either. Now they are going to get cooked more in the rice, but we want the bulk of the cooking done here.
Okay. Smells lovely.
It's just beginning, my dear.
And this is all the Aldi? You got all these ingredients from Aldi?
Most of them, like the shrimp, the vegetables, but not the soybeans and, the garlic and ginger I got from Costco because I like to buy it in bulk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because you do use a lot of it.
Yes, a lot.
And may I say, the dishes that you've been making have been delicious.
Well, thank you.
Keep up the good work.
You want to show off your belly to prove it? No.
I don't want to be a...
So most of the shrimp is nearly done. Around 30 more seconds or so. I just turned the fire back up a little bit. That's probably why I wasn't cooking as quick as I thought, because I turned it down so I don't get burned by the splashing oil. They were so big when they were raw and gray, and as they cook, they crawl up and they get tiny. Okay, so now that it's cooked, I'm going to transfer it back into its bowl. Okay, so I've removed the shrimp. So now I'm going to start with the onion and the peppers.
Thank you.
I forgot to add a little bit more oil. Just a tad. And that's just regular vegetable oil. So we're going to let these cook for about a minute, just going to get a little soft, and then we're going to add the rice.
So you get a nice glazed look, or...
No, until they just get softer.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you... I don't tend to like to eat onion in fried rice. It's too raw. I like it a little bit cooked.
Okay.
Alright, so these have been cooking for about 2 or 3 minutes, and as you can see, the onions are turning slightly brown, and I can tell that they're a little softer. So now we are going to add in our hard rice. Now, what you're going to do with the rice is you're just going to break it up, and you're just going to cook it until it's not all stuck together anymore. Which is why you want rice that's not too fresh, because at this point it might get too mushy. Now the beauty of fried rice is like it's usually like a leftover meal. You literally have some rice that you've had in the fridge for a couple days, and you just dig around in your pantry and you dig around leftovers and you try to see what you have, and you put whatever you want in fried rice. You don't have to have what I'm using. I just decided to purposely make fried rice, which is why I made a whole 2 cups of rice for this, and I bought the soybeans and the shrimp, and I had the vegetables, particularly for this fried rice. But in general, the fried rice, you just look for what you got, throw it together. The most important thing I think for fried rice is that, aside from the rice, are the sauces that we'll be using later. They're sesame oil, soy sauce, and oyster sauce. Okay, so I'm just going to keep cooking this rice with the onions and peppers for a few minutes until it is not all stuck together in lumps. Okay, so it's been cooking a few minutes. As you can see, the rice isn't all lumped up like it was before. Just a lot of stabbing and stirring for about 5 minutes. Now I'm going to add the frozen edamame. Now they're already fully cooked, they just need to defrost. And that'll happen fairly quickly with the heat of the rice and the wok pan. Stir in the edamame.
Looks good, looks colorful, green and yellow.
Yep. Trying to get our vegetables in. So I can tell that the frozen bits are mostly breaking apart. So now I'm going to add the shrimp back in. Eggs from earlier.
Eggs.
It has a lot of nice color. Now I'm going to add some oyster sauce. Alright, so this is some Lee Kum Kee oyster sauce. I'm going to add, I think, about 2 tablespoons, however much I happen to shake out. This is like old-fashioned ketchup. Comes in a glass bottle.
There you go, hit it from the back.
So I don't want to add too much because it does have a bit of salt in it. Some oyster sauce. I'm also going to add about 2 teaspoons, I think. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it, of soy sauce. Stir everything up really well. Little touch before we add the green onions is just maybe a teaspoon.
Oh, come on, be generous. That's delicious.
It has a very powerful flavor, and you don't want a greasy meal. So you just add a touch. And since Big Dog here seems to want more sesame oil, he can certainly add it himself after in his bowl. Lots of stirring going on. The last bit is the green onions, mostly for color. So I'm going to keep about this much on the side for a garnish at the end. We are going to mix in some. Okay. I'm going to cut the heat off. And we are done. All we have to do is plate it up, add a little bit of our toppings, and dinner is ready. Okay, so now the fried rice is ready to be eaten. I'm going to put a little bit of garnish on it. So first we take this Kewpie Japanese mayo. Just put a little bit on the top. And then this is furikake. It's a rice seasoning that has roasted seaweed and some sesame seeds and some other flavors. We just sprinkle a little bit on top. Then just get a little bit of those green onions and put it on top. There you have it.
Okay, looks good to me.
Alright, so now we are here for the Big Dog's tasty taste of the Japanese fried rice.
And may I say, it looks lovely and it smells good too. I like how you got all the colors and the mayonnaise. What's the name of this mayonnaise again?
Kewpie mayonnaise.
The Kewpie mayonnaise. And it is colorful. And it was smelling good when you was cooking it on the stove. The texture looks good. The rice. I have shrimp up in here, green peppers, yellow peppers, green onions and yellow peppers. And what's those beans that you had?
Soybeans.
Soybean. Okay, soybean. So we got a lot of vegetables up in here with rice and sauce. Okay. Oh, and you got my seaweed sprinkles on here. Okay. All right. Let me just have a little taste of cheese. Let's try the rice and. Good. Good. Rice and the seaweed. What was the beans again?
Soybeans.
Soybeans. Okay. You try new stuff all the time. I can't keep remembering all this. The eggs.
How's the sauce? Is it too much?
Excellent. The sauce is good. You taste the sauces. It's not salty neither. Because you did do pretty good. I was asking you to go a little bit more, but I'm glad you did.
And how's the shrimp? Is it cooked enough?
Yeah, it's got a nice little crunch to it, and look at it. Look how pretty that shrimp is there. Nice color. Let's see. That's
So what is your verdict?
this time 2 thumbs up. I don't have nothing in my hand, not even the fork. So you did good. This is real good. Matter of fact, I think I'll enjoy the rest of it right now. Thank you.
All right, thanks for enjoying our video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you next time. Bye.